sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Indianapolis Colts and the Cleveland Browns. And it's coming up next.
It's the city of rock and roll, and this place sure is rocking as they await the start of this one. We're here at Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland, Ohio. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scotch, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as the default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Okay, now ready to get this one started. And off we go from Cleveland. Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
After winning the national title at Clemson and early success at Houston, there's no question that Deshaun's career has been slowed by some injuries and other challenges. But when he is on the field, at every level he's ever played, he's just got a calm. And that calm comes with the trusting of talent that he has in himself. He knows how to run, he knows how to throw, and when he's available, he's still a difference maker. We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you can just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
That's complete, David Njoku. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They give inside to Chung. Still going past the 40. And he's all the way down to the 36. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
It's pretty obvious this defense, man, they need more people around the line of scrimmage. But the minute you do that, Kate, you start opening up those throwing lanes. This is how balance takes apart a defense.
First down, ball at the 36. Again, it's Chubb. And he gets this one down to the 30-yard line. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 3 now. From the gun, Watson. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that gives the Browns a first.
Well, they got him down before he could do any more damage in terms of yards. That's no easy job, mind you, tackling a big tight end. But the main damage had already been done. He kept this drive going by getting beyond the line of gain.
Putting the tight end in motion. Play action, it's Watson. Has it at the 7. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
Here's Chubb. And they needed more than one defender there. Powerful runner, stopped for just 1 yard. Second and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Tight end going in motion here. Chubb again on second down. And he's in for the touchdown. The Browns finish up an excellent opening series. It's a Nick Chubb touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone, getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
On comes Dustin Hopkins to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Browns will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Hopkins has it on the tee and he's ready to send it flying. His return starts at the 5. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. So now the Colts getting their first opportunity on offense in this game. Bringing them out to 4th overall pick in 2023 out of Florida. A super athlete at quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say that when Anthony Richardson came out of the draft out of Florida, he was the greatest all-around athlete we'd ever seen at quarterback. 240 pounds, running 4.4, jumping 40 inches. He was the envy of defensive ends and linebackers that couldn't put up those numbers. Now, it's taken all those athletic traits and squeezing them into the quarterback position, maximizing all that physical talent to become the superstar he can be.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. It's an Indianapolis touchdown! The Colts finish off their opening drive. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Colts respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. To return, Jerome Ford. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Onto the field comes the Browns offense for the second time. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. To throw, here's Watson. Jerry Jeudy with the grab. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Here's Jerome Ford for the first time this game. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, once we saw them on a collision course with one another, we know how inertia works. The bigger man, he wins.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Here's Chubb up the middle. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. 3 yards puts them back on the right track. Now they've got 3rd and 9. Working from the gun, Watson. That one complete to Njoku. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that gives the Browns a first.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Out of the gun, here's Watson. Into the hands of Tillman, complete. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Throwing is Watson. Has him on the quick hitter. It's a pickup of 11. And that gives the Browns a first.
That's good for another Cleveland Browns. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Shotgun snap, a gift to Ford. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, Kay, one of the reasons it's so hard to run the ball in the NFL is to move grown men off their spot against their will. You get a run play like that, you've done your job. You've moved them against their will, and you've set yourself up for some later success.
And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Well, if you can't get your hands on the ball and take it away, next best thing, knock it down. That's the job of every defender out there, and he made sure that one wasn't completed.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Watson now. He has the first over the middle, and he'll pick up enough to move the chains. That one gains 7, and that's good for a Cleveland first down. So that connection for a first will bring us to the end of the first. Both teams neck and neck so far. We'll return to Huntington Bank Field after this. Ready to go with the second quarter, and it's the Browns with it inside the red zone. The throw is caught. He almost gets to the 5. He goes out at the 6.
Eligible receiver downfield.
He was too far downfield at the time of the pass. Gotta stay within a yard of the line. That'll back him up.
Still first down.
So after the 5 yards are marched off, here's 1st and 15. Running it after the penalty. And he's able to rip off a chunk of red zone yardage to the 10. They pick up 7 on the ground. That brings up 2nd and 8.
That's what I call a rhythm starter right there. Man, offenses love execution and plays like that on first down, Kate, because now that playbook is wide open. All options on the table for 2nd down.
Watson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is, if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So the Browns are going to kick the field goal on 4th down. Dustin Hopkins on for the attempt. This only a chip shot from the right hash.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Returning it from the 4. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Indianapolis offense headed out for their second drive of the game. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Now a toss play. Taylor. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. He gets a couple and he'll bring up third down.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Richardson on third. That's the rookie from Texas hauling it in. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Colts going to kick this away now on fourth, and it's Rigoberto Sanchez on for the punt. And he'll have this fair catch right along the 25. No return on that punt. And the Browns will go on offense. Back out now comes the Browns offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They begin the drive with Chubb. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Reward that tackle to the effort of Leatu Latu. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length. It may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
New set of downs for him at the 38. From the gun, it's Ford. Who swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's Watson to the air. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. David Njoku, the guy he was looking for. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. On the move, headed. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
That quarterback clock, it is so important to play in the position and playing it efficiently. You got to know, you got to have that clock in your head because that's enough time in this league to get rid of the ball. That's a lesson this QB's got to learn.
The Browns looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes their southpaw, Corey Bojorquez, to handle it. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Richardson now on 1st and 10. Throwing the out route complete. And he pushes it up to the 30 before going out. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be first down, Colts.
As quarterback, when you have an out route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
This is reeled in by Pittman. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on first down? And a fresh set of downs on its way. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. And a man is there to knock that away.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. They'll throw again, Richardson. Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 31-yard play. And now they have a 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And that's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Indy. The Colts get some late points and the lead. I think we actually saw him call it early there, Brock. He made that throw, and then he signaled it was gonna be a touchdown. Like a guy calling it before his three-pointer goes through the net.
Oh, you mean like Larry Legend Bird?
Ooh.
In the three-point shooting contest in the 80s?
Or maybe like a
you-
Tyrese Maxey, you know, but whatever.
Well, the kids aren't alive, I get it. And they weren't alive in the 80s. They didn't see Larry Legend do it, but he did, and he anticipated, just like the quarterback.
Gay to add the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Colts take a 4-point lead.
14, Browns 10.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Here's Ford on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. Now we see the Browns offense headed out. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. 1st and 10, here's Watson. Throw reeled in by Njoku. He's got a gain of 6 there. Kenny Moore there to make the stop. Browns fighting the clock now, trying to hurry back to that line. From the 31. Big catch made, and he got both feet in. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down. From the gun, Watson. Flushed out of the pocket. He takes it himself. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that gives the Browns a first.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
Couldn't bring it in over the middle, incomplete.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. and especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Back to the air, Watson. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And that will not be enough for a first down. The Colts adding a man to the secondary here. Third down coming up. Here's Watson. He'll get this to Tillman. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. Now a timeout's called. Cleveland using its second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Sticking to the air with Watson. That's more on the quick slant. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Second and 3 now. Working from the gun, Watson. He has it at the 5! And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Out of the gun, here's Watson. And he's got it! Touchdown, Cleveland! The Browns take the lead just before halftime. It's a Jerry Jeudy touchdown. Right on the edge of the goal line for 1st and goal, and I don't know about you, partner, but that surprised me that they just threw it in. No attempts at running it.
Yeah, I think it is so hard for these defenders. You got to be so keyed in and physically, you know you've got to stop that run first. So a 1st down pass play can, and certainly was effective.
On is Hopkins for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Browns push their lead to 3. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground to start this one off. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just before halftime, we get a timeout, take it. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Back to throw it. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Just before halftime, we get a timeout, take it. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. He's back to throw. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. So it's halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top at the break. Now it's down to Florida where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit, but first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Reports. We saw a solid first half out of the workhorse Nick Chubb. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Option give to Taylor. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Myles Garrett coming in for the stop. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
I've talked to running backs over the years, Kate, and the transition from the college game to the pro game. They'll tell you, there's just times in the NFL you got to run into darkness. You run into a lot of bodies. Perfect example of that on the 1st down play.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of 2 follows up a gain of 1, and now they're left with 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. He's on the move. Oh, he's gonna run for it! And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
The Colts ready for the punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. He breaks a tackle. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Browns and quarterback Deshaun Watson gearing up for their next series. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Drive starts with an option, right side. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Brought down by Julian Blackman. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now. Watson now. Oh, he's in trouble, and he'll go down. The Colts got him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Well, your internal clock right there, it has got to be tuned up a little bit. Plenty of time. In this league, if you get 3 seconds to throw the ball and it's not out of your hands, that responsibility falls on you as a QB. But give some credit to the defense, who was able to get home and get the sack.
The Browns are lined up to punt. And he'll try to have his 2nd punt top his 1st one. Got 49 on his 1st punt. This one looks even longer. And he's there. Fair catch called for and taken. So no return on that punt. And they're going to take over possession. The Indianapolis offense ready to take another swing at it. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. They go again with Taylor. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession, or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down throw here from Richardson. Looking slant route, complete. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Second and 3 now. A give left side to Taylor. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That is teaching tape for a linebacker. Read, react, and finish.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. This gets the 1st and more. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
13 yards. First down, Colts.
Play action with Richardson. Wow, wide open here, complete. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
1st down from the red zone. Has it in close. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Well, things weren't about to end after the 1st hit or the 2nd. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. Taylor goes the wrong way and is going to lose several here.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead, well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Headed out, diving for the goal line, and it's not free! And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play.
Put a check mark by that one. You're going to remember that one, not just over the course of this game, but I guarantee you in the offseason when they're watching effort. That was all about effort. Backs pressed against the wall when you're down here defensively, and that's the type of play that coaches love to see from everyone on the roster.
The Browns with their offense back out there as Nick Chubb returns to the field. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. It's out. That's a live ball bouncing near the goal line. And it's a turnover. The defense has it. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
Now the Indianapolis offense heading out. And this is certainly on a silver platter. While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover.
Under review.
Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
So the nice defensive play, all for naught. He was down first, no fumble. Here's Chubb on second down. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Brought down by Julian Blackman. Call it 4 yards, and they're set up with a manageable 3rd and 2. This is the end of the third quarter. It's Browns ball, working to carry this lead through to the end. Defense with an excellent opportunity at a stop here on 3rd down. A give up the middle to Ford. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because it's money down, they want the ball, but a 3rd down run for a first down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
Things a little better for him after that last play. New set of downs from their 14. The give inside to Chubb. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Again, it's Chubb. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They push it forward for a yard, and that brings up 3rd and 8. Throwing from the gun. He finds space, middle of the field. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They got 24 yards on the play. And that's good for a Cleveland first down. Here's Watson to the air. They did it! He made the interception! Picked up by Jalen Jones. And the Colts have some new life in the 4th. Well, okay, I guess we've got a couple of very giving teams today, Brock. One side coughs it up with a fumble. Then the other side graciously hands it right back with the interception.
Hey, listen, if you like playmaking defenses, then you like this game right here. These defenses, they're the ones supplying the big plays, and they're putting their stamp on this game.
The Colts offense set to head out. And they know they let points slip away with that fumble in the red zone, Brock. They're looking to get him back here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete. That one vehemently swatted away. And now they face second down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Throwing from the pistol, Richardson gets this to Woods. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
3rd and short yardage here, Richardson. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. They'll get 18 yards there. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Richardson now on 1st and 10. Gets this one to Pierce. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They'll throw again, Richardson. And he has the Indianapolis touchdown! The Colts take a 4th quarter lead. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Brock, well, we all at this point expect him to be making plays like this when he's targeted down near the end zone.
Yeah, I think the best thing I can say about this dude is he makes it look easy a lot of the time. And this game, trust me, is never easy. It speaks to how well he plays this position.
Now a try to go up by 4, put it out of the range of a field goal. The point after splits the uprights. And the Colts take a 4-point lead.
21, Browns 17.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Makes the connection. Here's Jerome Ford.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. From the gun, Watson. Bails out of the pocket quick. Now here he goes. And he'll get it up to the 44. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Well, there was no sense in taking a risk down the field when a 1st down was just a run away. They'll get to reset now and figure out just how they want to attack a new set of downs.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Running right with Chubb. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Throwing is Watson. And he won't connect on that one. Incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And now they'll face a 3rd and 3.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you, you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
He'll throw it. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to get past the 40 before he goes out. They get an even 10 on that play. And that gives the Browns a 1st.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Working from the gun, Watson. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll try and run this. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I can promise you, that was the goal from the moment he took off. He kept his eyes locked on the chains. It's almost like he had a spidey sense. He knew exactly where to get in order to move the sticks and get that critical first down.
They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Watson. Couldn't connect there, incomplete.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Back to the air, Watson. That's Tillman, he's got it. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Cleveland. Browns losing by 4. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Looking to throw. Ooh, put some heat on that one, Brock, but it falls incomplete.
I think that time the defense was thinking a run play was going to come at them, right? Actually, most of us probably thought that was the right call. Still, wasn't a problem for them to adapt and get into coverage and force now a 4th down.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Ford straight ahead. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
He only needed an inch, Kate, and it was a good thing because he had to fight for that. That defense put up a game effort, nearly made the play to get themselves off the field.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. Escapes, and they got there in time. He's taken down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Knowing how our wonderful EA Sports team and director does his job, we're going to see a replay real quick here, Kate, and I want to see that moment of truth, that panic in the QB's eyes. You run that bootleg, you're out there alone, you got to make something happen, or you can take a risk like that.
And Willie, no, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with 3rd down.
Kate, I don't know if I've ever told you, but my dad was a driver's ed teacher, and I could just hear him right now say, son, take this out of reverse and put it in drive, because this one's going nowhere right now. A drastic change on this play needed, and maybe a whole lot of luck to keep this series alive.
This one misses the tight end. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Able to get it to Moore. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. And they get the stop. This is going to be a turnover on down. So now their opponent's final chance coming up.
You go for it on 4th down. It's got to be something from the short list of plays you expect to work every time. If that one's on the short list, I think it's got to be reevaluated. Something wasn't working on it, and it cost them the possession.
The Colts ready to take the field. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, to keep in mind, right? You got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life, and you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Down to a knee, and we're going to see if that defense chooses to expend one of its final 2 timeouts. Now a timeout's called. Cleveland using its 2nd. And they'll have just one left to burn now. into that favorite formation they go, Brock, forcing those guys to burn a timeout. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out. Now the Browns spend their final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Out for one final kneel down, partner, and this should do it. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So it's the Colts who come away with a win on the road. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game. It's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
So for my partner Brock Huard and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Colts are winners, as with that, we'll sign off from Cleveland.